Hello. Get my lighting right here. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining me. So this is the first time I've done this type of live here on YouTube. I've done it over on Insight Timer quite frequently, but wanted to start doing it more here because I think it's beneficial and I want it to be recorded so that you can come back and use it again and again. So the way that this is going to work is that I am going to share with you the prompt, which I've already put in the chat. I will put it in the chat right before we officially start journaling also, so don't worry about getting it right. But then what I'm going to do is share a little bit about the prompt and what you should do to write about it. Then I'm going to turn on some nice calming music and give you guys 10 minutes to journal. And then at the end, we can do questions or whatever you want to chat about, whether it's what we journaled on or something different. Totally cool with me. And then later, when I'm done with this, YouTube will eventually have it up. So if you want to come back and do this one again, you can come back as many times as you want. So our prompt for today is, which of my gifts am I ignoring? So let's start with what is a gift. I think most of us understand that we're all born with different skills and abilities. Some are great at math, some aren't. But there's more than just those practical gifts. We have spiritual gifts, we have physical gifts, mental gifts. Our gift range is really huge. And often what happens is we ignore them or deny them because we're afraid of how people will react to them. So we're fearful what others think, so we don't do it. Maybe we've been told our whole life, you're great at math, so this is what you have to do, but really you're actually super artistic, and that's the gift that you're ignoring. So you can also ignore your gifts because you're just straight up scared of your own gifts. We can be very fearful of what that actually means for us and how powerful that can become. So for me, I know one of the things that for a long time I denied was my intuitive gifts and my gifts to teach, because I was scared of my own gifts. I was scared of what it would let in. I was scared of how that would impact my life. And so I ignored it for a really long time. All right, so how do you approach this while journaling? What I would recommend is you first make a list of all your gifts that you're aware of. Now, a lot of times we're not even aware we have gifts, and that's a whole different session of how to figure those out. But for now, create a list of your gifts and then go back through and review them and figure out what are you doing, which ones are you ignoring, which ones are you following through on. Maybe even if you have time, go further into it and go, okay, which ones do I want to develop more, and go with that. So that's what we're going to journal on. I just saw the announcement for this live in your IG stories. Thank you. So happy I made it. Allison, I'm so happy you made it too. So here's how this actually came about is my son plays baseball and his game was canceled. And so I had nothing scheduled for today except for baseball, and that got canceled. I'm like, what can I do? And so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start going live on YouTube like I keep saying that I'm going to. So my goal here is to actually do these sessions, not quite daily, but multiple times a week in order for you to establish a great journaling routine. So now what we're going to do, that you have the prompt and a little bit of a description, is I'm going to turn on some music and allow you guys to journal for about 10 minutes, and then we will chat at the end. So let's get started. Okay, that was 10 minutes. How'd it go? Anybody have any really big insights? Any questions come up? How was that experience for you? So, while I'm waiting to see if people had questions, comments, I am going to be doing these a lot more on YouTube. So not quite daily, as I said at the beginning, but definitely going to be doing them on a regular basis. The nice thing about these is if you can't join me on the live, is they are being recorded. And then after they're done, YouTube processes them and then they're available. I've seen them be instantly available and I've seen them take up to 24, 48 hours. It really just kind of depends on their computer processing. So, they're here for you. Also, so if you want to know when I actually schedule these, click subscribe. They'll notify, and the little bell. You'll get notifications. Also, if you want more journal prompts that versus just waiting for me, I actually do have a journal prompt book that has 109 of them in there with little descriptions too. So it kind of gives you this guideline to go on. That is available as an ebook on pretty much every platform and as a paperback on Amazon, and I'm not sure where else, but when this is processed, I will put the link in the comments. Also, when it is processed, I will put the information that I talked about at the beginning in the comment section so you can go back through it if you want. Rough but needed. I realized that I hide my strengths because of how I think other people perceive me. Allison, that is so incredibly true. It was the number one reason I hid most of my gifts my entire life, basically, is because I was worried about what other people think. I still face that. I think that's part of our journey in understanding exactly how to be authentically ourselves, because we're so ingrained in society and we have all these agreements that we make as children that really truly acknowledging and owning our own gifts is really hard to do, but worth it if we can do it. So it's good that you are identifying that, because now you can face it and actually use your gifts. So that's awesome. So also with that, in a couple of weeks, I am going to be starting a 4 Agreements book study. And what I will do is I will post here on YouTube a video lesson of each chapter, and then we can all discuss in the comments section. So, all right. Well, if nobody else has questions or comments, then I will see you guys later. I will probably do my next one on probably Tuesday, not 100% sure, but I'm going to go ahead and schedule some of those out on here. And if you follow me on Instagram, I will post over there too that they're going to occur. So thank you guys so much for joining me today, and have a fabulous, wonderful day.